Long, long ago, in the distant corners of the broken Clockwork galaxy, time did not follow the rules. There were planets where years passed in the blink of an eye, and others where time stood still, as if frozen in place. This strange phenomenon was known only as the celestial drift. No one knew where it came from or how it worked, but its mysteries shaped the very stars and stories of the galaxy. One such story begins on the ancient world of Zoreth. Zoreth had once been home to a mighty civilization, known for their wisdom and incredible technology. But as the celestial drift swept through, time twisted and bent, and Zoreth was left lost in the fold between ages. The once beautiful cities were now ancient ruins, and the air was thick with forgotten knowledge. For centuries, explorers had tried to reach Zoreth's heart, hoping to uncover its secrets, but none returned. Legend tells of a small group of explorers who set off in search of the lost world, led by Captain Azira, a fearless space captain with a map passed down through generations. This map, unlike any other, was said to have been drawn by the last of Zoreth's great scientists. It was the only thing that could guide them through the cosmic storms surrounding the planet. As their ship entered the orbit of Zoreth, the stars above them seemed to flicker strangely, like an old clock skipping its ticks. Time itself seemed to warp. The explorers watched in awe and fear, for they were about to step into the unknown. Was Zoreth a place of great knowledge, or had it become a tomb for lost souls? Their ship shuddered as it descended into Zoreth's atmosphere, and Captain Azira whispered, "We are not the first to seek the truth of this world. But we will be the first to find it." The ship touched down with a soft thud on the surface of Zoreth. The ground beneath them was cracked and barren, a world that had once known the warmth of sunlight, now cast in eternal twilight. It was as if the planet itself was caught in the in-between, frozen in a moment of time that no longer existed. The explorers stepped out, their boots crunching the dust, and looked around in silence. Towering stone structures loomed in the distance, covered in vines and moss, as if nature had taken over in the absence of time. Captain Azira led the way toward the heart of the ancient city, guided by the map. The air was thick with the hum of energy, something ancient and powerful that seemed to pulse from deep within the planet. It was as though Zoreth itself was alive, breathing, waiting. They passed ruined temples and forgotten marketplaces, where strange alien artifacts lay half buried in the sand, glowing crystals, metallic orbs, and shattered pieces of machines far beyond their understanding. Then, as they ventured deeper, a strange figure appeared before them. It was an alien being, tall and slender, with a glowing blue face and eyes that seemed to shimmer with the knowledge of the stars. It moved slowly, almost as if it were part of the planet itself, its body flickering like a hologram. The explorers froze, unsure whether this being was friend or foe. "You have come to the broken world," it said in a voice that echoed in their minds, not their ears. "The time here is not what it seems. What is lost is not meant to be found, yet you seek the truth. Beware, for those who seek the heart of Zoreth are lost forever." Captain Azira stepped forward, her eyes locked onto the alien. "We seek only the knowledge of the past," she said, her voice steady. "What happened to Zoreth? Why is time broken here?" The alien's gaze softened, but its answer was cryptic. "The truth lies in the heart of the city, but it is guarded by the Watchers of the Void. They were once the protectors, but now they are bound to a fate they cannot escape. Time bends for them, as it bends for you. To uncover the truth, you must face them. But know this, not all truths are meant to be known." With that, the figure vanished, leaving the explorers standing in silence. The mystery had deepened, and the tension in the air grew heavier. What had happened to Zoreth's people? And what were the Watchers of the Void guarding? As the explorers made their way toward the city's central temple, a chill ran down their spines. Time here was not simply strange, it was alive, shifting and changing, just like the galaxy itself. And somewhere, in the heart of Zoreth, the secret to the broken Clockwork galaxy awaited them. But would they be ready to face it? The heart of Zoreth's temple loomed before them, a massive structure, half sunken into the earth and covered in alien symbols that seemed to glow faintly in the dim light. The explorers stood at the entrance, the air heavy with the weight of the unknown. Captain Azira felt a chill run down her spine. The map had led them here, but she couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. As they entered, the silence enveloped them like a thick fog. The walls were lined with ancient carvings, depicting celestial beings with wings spread wide, their eyes glowing with a strange, cosmic light. The temple's central chamber was vast, filled with a soft hum that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. In the center of the room, a large, dark crystal stood, pulsing with an eerie light. It was the source of the hum. Around it stood 3 figures, tall, ethereal beings whose bodies seemed to flicker like shadows. Their faces were obscured by dark hoods, their eyes glowing a pale, otherworldly blue. They were the Watchers of the Void. "You have come seeking the truth," one of the Watchers spoke, its voice echoing in their minds. "But time is not a gift to be taken lightly. It bends and twists, but it is not meant to be understood by mortals. The heart of Zorith holds more than just knowledge, it holds the power to unravel the very fabric of the universe." Captain Azira stepped forward, her resolve unshaken. "We must know. The galaxy is broken, and the anomaly threatens everything. We are the last hope for understanding." The Watchers regarded her in silence before one of them spoke again. "The truth you seek lies within the crystal. But beware. It is not a gift, it is a curse. Many have come before you, and none have returned with the answers they sought. The crystal holds the memories of Zorith, but it also holds its downfall. Once you touch it, time will consume you as it consumed them." Without waiting for further words, Azira reached out, her fingers brushing the surface of the crystal. A sudden rush of light and sound filled the room, and the very fabric of reality seemed to bend around them. Images flashed before their eyes, visions of Zoritha's golden age, its people thriving and exploring the stars. But then, the images twisted, showing the moment when time itself fractured. The planet began to age in moments, its once beautiful cities crumbling to dust. The very laws of time had shattered, and Zorith was caught in the eternal drift. The explorers staggered back as the vision faded, their minds reeling. But in the stillness, something changed. The Watchers were no longer watching. They had faded into the shadows, their forms dissipating like mist. The crystal pulsed one last time, and then, silence. "We have seen it," Captain Azira said, her voice heavy with the weight of what they had learned. "The galaxy is broken, and Zorith was its first casualty. But this anomaly is not over. It is spreading." The explorers stood in the center of the temple, their hearts heavy with the knowledge they had gained. The cosmic clock was broken, and time itself was unraveling. They knew their journey was far from over. The mysteries of the broken Clockwork galaxy stretched beyond Zorith, beyond their understanding. And though the truth had been revealed, it had only deepened the mystery. As they made their way back to their ship, the stars above them flickered once more, as if they, too, were lost in the drift. And so, the legend of the broken Clockwork galaxy lived on, passed from one generation of explorers to the next. The galaxy was vast and filled with wonders, but it was also fragile. The time anomaly would continue, its secrets waiting for those brave enough to uncover them. And somewhere, in the endless expanse, more stories waited to be told.